secondary. This thing's Bryan again. Okay, so the third video. So what we're doing now is we've been asked to hang a piggyback bag. This has been prepared with vancomycin, broad-based spectrum antibiotic. Our medication card has been filled out to reflect the drug, the time, the amount, the date, the start, the stop, all the pertinent information, and we will have been affixed to our 50 milliliter bag in this case. Okay, so I've been away from this patient several times, so at this point we have to reestablish patient identification. So upon entering the room, we would meet and greet. We would patient identify, two identifiers again, just like I said, to reestablish identification. We have our Mars, and we did review. We want to ensure that he's not going to have any kind of issues, any allergies with the vancomycin. We don't want any complications for him, and we want to understand why he's getting it, just to ensure that there are no mistakes or mix-ups. So as we enter the room, patient identify. It was Mr. Waffison, if I recall. You want to assess his INT site. We just want to assess for infiltration for phlebitis. We don't want any redness, and we don't want any swelling, any pain. We don't want any heat and warmth on the other side. We don't want any coolness. We want to ensure that everything's been going on into the vein properly, as we would like. So we assess for phlebitis infiltration. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to take our bag. I'm going to take my bag. I have I've already lowered it. Whether it was lowered or not, we would want to lower the primary bag. We go ahead and hang the secondary bag. We would unpack our secondary tubing. Unpack. Okay. I will go back over here. Okay, so we're going to remove the cap. We will stab the bag. This would have had a cap on it. The drip chamber piercer would have. Let me lock that real quick. Okay, and we would have a. Unlock that, you dummy. No, we would have a garbage can. I'm going to uncap into the garbage can. We would flush the tubing, flush the flush. All right, so we're flushed. I'm going to cap it. Actually, we're not going to recap it. We would apply the alligator clamp, or the clamp rather, on the primary bag because we don't want it to infuse. I'm going to take my alcohol wipe. I'm going to go into my junk report. We will clean. Dispose of. We'll lock that guy in. Now, for the sake of the secondary bag, this was a 50 milliliter bag, and we're going to want to infuse. We want 100 milliliters per hour. We want the 50 milliliters in 30 minutes. This, we're going to say that this is also a 10 drop per milliliter, and that coincidentally is the same rate of our IV, which was 17 drops per minute. But we're going to go to the formula again real quick. 50 milliliters in 30 minutes, same as 100 milliliters in 1 hour. The 100 milliliters divided by 60 is going to be 1.666, a lot of sixes on 7. 10 drops per milliliter times the 1.6 is going to give us, rounded up a little bit, 17 drops per minute is what we're going for. Now the first regulator was already set at 17, so I'm going to open my secondary regulator up all the way. I should have 17 drops per minute through this already regulated. If it wasn't, I would want to adjust accordingly. I could also open this all the way and adjust my flow rate on this guy. But because this is set, I'm going to open this all the way and just verify that our drip chamber is giving us the 17. You know what I did not do is I did not fill a little bit in there. And there we go. And so I want to ensure that we are 17 drips a minute. So for the sake of this video, we're going to say that we are. Okay, hang that there. All right, now, just that easy. Before we do exit, we do want to ask him if there are any issues, how he's doing, if he took that well. Okay, so that. I explained to him that what I just did, I'm going to exit and we're going to check on him a little bit later. So we exit, we come back in. How you doing, Brian? Patient identifier. At this point, we're going to say that the bag has expired and that it is empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to want to disconnect. So what we will do is, we'll call it here. Okay. All right. I'm going to clamp off close. Close. I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to cap this guy because we may want to use it in the future. And just hang you right there. There you go. I can leave this. If we rehang another secondary, this will be alright. This has already been 17 drops per minute from our secondary. If the secondary wasn't 17, we would readjust this to reflect 17, and it probably would not be a bad idea to ensure that going back to the primary bag, we are still 17. And that again was the 100 milliliters or 1,000 milliliters by the 60 minutes by the drip rate factor of 10 drops per milliliter is what that was. We want to assess the patient additionally. We've unclamped the primary, by the way, so that he can start getting fed primary again. And we want to assess him. The same thing. We're assessing for infiltration. We're assessing for the heat, the redness, the swelling. We don't want any issues with him. We want to get his drugs and get his lactated bringers successfully. And he's doing okay. You're doing okay. Yeah, I'm doing okay. So he's fine. So what we're going to do now, upon exit, we will go document in our MARS that we did give him the vancomycin. We gave it to him piggyback. We gave him secondary into the main IV, the time, the location. We're going to document the input-output, that he accepted the procedure well, and being that we just gave him vancomycin, we would actually, as with any administration of any drug, we'd want to keep checking on him, just looking for any issues, any reactions. Using our nursing interventions, and that's it.